In my second year of university, I wrote a book. I somehow wrote 60,000 words on top of my cognitive science degree. When people ask me, how did you manage your time? How did you stay focused enough to write every chapter? I don't think they're ever expecting this answer. I had one cafe in Seoul where I would only go to write my book. I wouldn't take friends there. I would not touch my phone there. I wouldn't do uni work. I wouldn't relax. I would just write my book. What if I told you that the biggest hack to study more effectively is not about motivation, it's about space? Hey there guys, and welcome back to UnJaded Jade. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jade, I'm 22 and I'm a final year student of cognitive science at a wonderful university called Minerva. It's been a while since I've done a study video and I've missed it. So I'm back with a bang because this is one of my favourite hacks. Before we jump into today's video, this video is kindly sponsored by Pearson Revise. What a dream. Because if this video is about studying, we need to know which resources we should be using. If you're doing your GCSEs, you need to know about Pearson Revise. Pearson is the world's leading learning company and they've created this incredible online revision platform. It's just so holistic. You enter the platform, you take a free test, and that's going to help you identify gaps in your knowledge, and then Pearson Revise is going to help you come up with a whole study plan so that you can get on track for your exam. They help you plan your route to success with digital ebooks of your textbooks, so many revision tools, and just everything is simplified because it's all in one platform. Pearson are also the people who make the exams. So everything is exam board specific, so you can cover all the topics that could come up in your exam. I wish I'd had this during my GCSEs, so if you're studying for them, I definitely recommend checking it out. You can click the link in my description for a 7-day trial of all the resources from Pearson Revise. Go check it out. Okay, think about it. When you sit down at your kitchen, what are you expecting? I don't know about you, but for me, literally just sitting in a kitchen makes me hungry. I want to nibble on some food. I want to open the cupboard and see what's in there. I want to start cooking something. My body literally makes me hungry. And why is that? Because I have a history of training my body and brain to associate the space with food. When I come here to the kitchen, I'm probably going to be eating. And the same is true for so many other spaces. At home, when I lie in my bed, I can feel my body relaxing. My body is more chilled, I'm ready for sleep, or I'm going to watch Netflix, or more calm activities like reading. And why is that? It's because I'm training my body to associate my bed with these calmer activities. When I go to the gym, which is not that often, my body expects to exercise. Sometimes I will have literally no desire to move, but then I get into that gym and it's just like this wave of motivation comes over me because my body suddenly has energy again. It knows what it's about to do. So my question to you is, where do you study? How are you using your study space? Is your main study space also the place where you scroll on TikTok for hours? Where are you studying? Because you see, if you have started to associate your desk with watching YouTube for hours, it's just so much harder to then halfway through watching YouTube switch to studying. It's like it takes so much more cognitive effort. If your study space is inherently multi-purpose and you don't create this signifier that studying is going to happen and you just sit there and you try and switch from activity to activity, then your brain and body doesn't really know what to expect. Your goal is to create a study mindset from your environment so that studying is just so much more seamless. Firstly, choose your study space with intention. Where are you going to study? Is this the same for all subjects? Are you going to study on your dining room table when you do maths? Are you going to go up to your room and lie in your bed when you're doing English literature? Do you find discussion really useful when learning philosophy, so you're going to study it at school? Or maybe certain subjects require some more dynamic, inspiring environments, so maybe you'll go to a cafe. What I really want to invite you to do is to choose your space with more intention. And if you're more limited, maybe you can't necessarily go to a local library or a cafe, and maybe in your house there really is one designated place that you can study, then number 2, create a marker that you're going to study. Create some kind of marker or ritual that indicates this space is now for studying and stick to it. So this can literally be as simple as putting your phone on airplane mode. I used to do this at home. I would put my phone on airplane mode and I would put it in a drawer. And that is like a small signifier to myself that, okay, Jade, you're not going to keep checking messages, you're not going to be like half there. Like, no, this space is now for studying. It can be as ritualistic as lighting a candle. Maybe you always light a candle when you're about to study. And setting up your mind with this consistent marker is so helpful to focus because you're literally creating a routine. You're telling your brain what you're about to do. Number 3, and this is the most essential part and honestly the hardest part, is be disciplined with yourself. Your sanctity of space is up to you to create, and when it's broken, it's a lot harder to retrain it as a habit. Really challenge yourself to make this space distraction-free, or, you know, when you've decided to start studying, to not go and flick to other tasks unless you move to another space. Say, for example, the library is where you want to have sanctity of space for just studying, then don't invite your friends to come study with you unless you know that you're also going to be working hard. This consistency is what makes the study mindset so easy to get into. You stop giving yourself the option of getting distracted halfway through or procrastinating. You know that this space is where you're going to do deep work. And finally, have a marker when studying is ending. Maybe it's turning on your phone again, but you're only going to do that when you're not studying anymore. Maybe it's having a snack, like going and getting food. Maybe it's physically leaving the space, like leaving the cafe, and then you know that studying's over. Maybe it's listening to new music. Like sometimes I'll put on like really fun pop music after I've just been studying because I'm telling myself like, you've done the work now, you can relax. And having these markers of, okay, I'm studying now, okay, I can relax now, is so important because you're literally training yourself into these varying mindsets. And all of a sudden, it doesn't even matter if you're motivated or not that day. Like creating this whole ritual means you're more likely to slip into a space of deep work. So my question to you is, where do you study? How can you create a better sanctity of space? Can you create these physical markers? For example, my first semester in Berlin, I had a roommate and we just did not have a lot of space in our apartment. I didn't even have a desk to myself. We had a shared desk. And so sometimes I would be studying in my bed, which for me is like never ideal because I would just get very distracted or I feel tired. But then I realized a good solution was physically turning my bed, like twisting it round, and then studying when it was in that shape, and then turning it around the other way when I wanted to go to bed. And that was just this physical marker to me. Okay, cool, I'm in the bed in this position, therefore I'm gonna study. And then the second it's over, I can relax. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this helpful. Let me know if you already do this. Does this work in your own life? How can you maybe adapt it to fit your study schedule? And of course, share your tips down below. I literally love this community. I think you're just the most helpful people ever in supporting everyone's study journeys. My casual magic of the day is actually not these poor dying flowers behind me. I feel very sorry for them. They're like on their way out. I went to a bookshop today and just the smell of books, like that is casual magic to me. It just makes me so happy and instantly feel more calm. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to click the link in the description if you want to check out Pearson Revise and their study resources. Have a gorgeous rest of your day. Bye.